Let's get right at our pre-market analysis. We're here to trade stocks, and let's not talk about taxes. But taxes was a reason why the headline yesterday made the market sell off, and it could potentially continue today. Let's see. I'm going to show us a chart of the S&P 500 right now. So if you look at the daily, it's kind of an interesting setup, right? You had that reversal a couple days ago on the 16th. It sold off. We took our profits on the SPY puts on the 20th. A full reversal, a rally on the 21st, which looked like a bull flag breakout. Honestly, it was setting up. Then yesterday gave it all back, and now the markets are pretty much flat. Let's see what happens today. If the markets continue to sell off, guys, there's really no technical support I see on the S&P 500 until about 410, 408. So that is a downside target. The thesis that we had 2 weeks ago when we started the SPY puts is still in play. Granted, I'm not swinging any more SPY puts because I already took my profits, but the overall idea of potential topping in the market, I think is still in play unless we break out of that 418, 419 range. So let's see. The fear of high capital gains tax is real, and it could cause more profit taking. So keep an eye on the SPY. If it right now with the current setup, let me change this to an intraday chart. If it breaks, 412.50, we can go in for some puts. Maybe have some more downside. First target would be yesterday's low. At around 411.10, 411.12. So let's see what happens. But if the SPY wants to rally and breaks out of 413, 413.50, all right, we can look to play some calls. So I bring up the SPY because the options contracts are real cheap. And today's Friday, so please be careful playing today expiration. Please, because if the trade goes against you, you're gonna the time decay on those contracts will just eat you alive. So please be careful. Just trade next week expiration just to protect yourself. So that's that for SPY. OCGN had a monster rally towards the end of the day yesterday. By that time, I was already done with the day, so I genuinely just did not want to trade anymore. But this stock rallied from $7.60 to almost $11 in pre-market session this morning. Hell of a rally, and it's fading away now. So let's see if OCGN can set up like a bear flag formation. Maybe there's profit taking on this, or it wants to rally. The setup right now, I would have liked to have shorted it if it broke below $10, but we're already past that. So we've got to see maybe if it holds support at around $9, $8.90. I see the 200 MA support on the 5-minute time frame. So it is a stock that I'm going to have on my A list to watch and just wait for the setup and to identify an entry point on it. The other name I'm going to watch is, of course, Tesla. Bitcoin is getting smashed. And as you guys know, Tesla has a crap ton of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So what does that mean? If Bitcoin is dropping in price, it's sitting at 49,400 at the moment. The balance sheets of Tesla, Square, MSTR, all these companies that hold Bitcoin are going to get hurt. So let's see if that thesis plays out. If it does, we can look to short Tesla. If it breaks below 717, keep your stops real tight. 721, 722, right? And the way I see it, if this breaks below 717, downside target yesterday's low right here, 713. If it breaks below 713, I think we go to 700 as a short-term target. If the market wants to rally, cool. We'll go long Tesla if it breaks out of 722, 723. Okay, so that's my idea for Tesla. Definitely gonna keep it on my A list. On the same theme with Bitcoin, Mara. Mara, look at the daily. The miners are just getting smashed. You can play Mara, you can play Riot, whichever one you want. Last couple days formed a bear flag formation, and with Bitcoin breaking down in after hours, Mara is gapping down to 29 bucks at the moment. The low of the gap down was actually pretty low, down here to 27 bucks. It did attempt to gap fill and then pulled back. So keep a close eye on the price of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin continues to sell off, then we can short Mara. If we get a bounce on Bitcoin, cool. Then we can go long Mara. So Mara is definitely going to be on my A list. Tesla long price. I'll go long Tesla if it breaks out of 723, 724. Another name, MO. Why? This is a tobacco company, and yesterday news came out that the Democrats in the Congress, specifically in the House, want to introduce a bill to reduce with the overall goal to reduce smoking in this country. Look at the daily chart on MO. A couple days ago, it was trading at 52 bucks, broke down to like 45, had a dead cat bounce. It was extended to the downside. Yesterday, news came out that a bill is going to be introduced, and it yanked. And today, we are breaking yesterday's low, right? Or we're about to. Actually, yeah, we're pretty much at it. So this is a slow-moving stock, not very popular to trade, but it could potentially be some easy money. So I'm going to look to short it if I see more weakness in it. I would prefer a pop and then maybe a curl and break the low, short, and let this thing bleed out. So that's my MO trade. Skills, or skillets, as I like to joke around. Just continued momentum. So yesterday, it gapped up pretty significantly in pre-market, almost to 20 bucks, and just faded away. News came out after the closing bell yesterday that Cathie Woods added more shares. So what was the reaction? We're getting a gap up. Specifically, Cathie Woods, the ARK investment, they purchased 122,000 more shares at some point down here. So we're getting a gap up. Let's see if that's enough juice for it to continue to rally. Yesterday it gave out everything it did in pre-market. So by Cathie Woods buying more shares yesterday, is it enough to have the stock bounce? I don't know. So that's why I'm going to have a short strategy and a long strategy. So if I see skillets or skills, let me pronounce it correctly. If I have skills break below 1750, I'm going to look to short it. But if skills wants to show some strength, personally, I need to see a breakout of 18 bucks. If I can see a breakout of 18.15, all right, we can go long. Let's test the pre-market high of 18.30, which got rejected according to my charts. I don't know if this one was a misprint, but it got rejected on 18.13 3 times in pre-market. Do you see that candle at 8 o'clock? Is that a misprint on my end? 18.30? At 8 o'clock, Taj? Do you see? Oh.
What'd you say, Alex? You cut off there for a second.
My bad. At 8 o'clock, did it test 18.30, or is that a misprint on my charts?
The highest price that I see is 18.29. Yeah.
Okay, so cool. So
that's 7.55.
Okay, so that means skills got rejected 3 times at that price, 18.30. So it's a triple top at the moment in pre-market action. So that's why for me, I really need to see volume and momentum for this stock to break out. I'm more inclined to short it, but I'll follow the action, right? So those are my top 6. Let me pass it on to Taj.
Yeah, so to continue some of the stocks we'll be looking at, one of the stocks I'll be watching is Snap. Snap reported their earnings yesterday, and they killed it. They were actually expected to lose about 21 cents in earnings per share, and they were at break even. They didn't lose anything, they didn't gain anything. So really good for them, especially when you're expected to report a loss and you're, at break even. Really good on their part. I also looked into some of the report. A lot of some of their measurements were like far surpassed as far as their user base and all of that was up quite a bit. Their revenue rose by 66%. So they just really crushed it when it came to their earnings. And as a result, although the market was very, very weak yesterday, you can see Snap was very strong after the close once the earnings report came out. It did trade as low as 53.81, but there was a huge bounce. It's currently trading right near the high. Hopefully it slows down right here because 61 is that pre-market high. So where do we expect Snap to go? Well, we have to keep in mind that the market is in a sensitive position right now. Mm-hmm. We had that big bounce, not yesterday, but the day before, and then obviously the big sell-off yesterday once that news came out. So, although Snap does have strong earnings, we do have to keep in mind that at any point, if there's any type of bad headline that comes out just like yesterday, or there's there's more truth to some of the news that came out yesterday, Snap could feel that effect as well, despite their earnings reports.
Yeah.
So as of now, as things are going, Snap is bull flagging up here at the high. So if we can break $61, we can play it to the upside with stops around 60.50. And I think this has a nice amount of room to run. We are above the daily AMA around 60.48, so we're going to be gapping right above that. So Snap, maybe we can see $62, $63 on this. If the market holds these levels. If the market rolls over, definitely be careful for Snap. With that being said, I'll take a look at Alex. I think you already went over the SPYs, so I can go a little over the Qs. So right now, the Qs are just trading sideways. Nothing's really happened. Closed yesterday at 335.20. We're at 335.70. And the Qs are really just stuck in a range of 336 to 335.50. So you have about a 50-cent range where the NASDAQ is just ping-ponging back and forth. So clearly, there's no direction yet. So essentially, if the Qs break 336, you could go long. If it breaks down 335.60, 335.50, you could go short. But what I would caution is remain patient. Remain patient this morning. Let's give the market 5, 10, maybe even 15 minutes before establishing a position, because things are very, they're stuck in a range right now, a wide range. Considering the past 3 days, big sell-off, initially on Tuesday, Wednesday, full recovery, Thursday, yesterday, erased all of the gains made on Wednesday. So things are very shaky right now, but if we can get the market, I'm more inclined to short. If we can get the Qs specifically to break down below 334, that would be a great time to short, because then you'd really be breaking the lows of that 3-day range that it's put in on the market. So, and here's Snap breaking out right now. So we're gonna have to remain a little patient when it comes to Snap, because it is breaking out right now. Another stock I'll keep an eye on is Lenovo, INO. The stock's getting crushed. There's some news that came out that the U.S. government stops funding for their phase 3 trial of the COVID-19 vaccine. So obviously that's a crush to Lenovo. It closed yesterday at $9.13, traded as low as $6.20. I do think this is setting up for a short. A lot of the reason why Lenovo had this bounce, if you look back here, back on the 13th of last month, when that rally started happening, was because they were helping out with the vaccine. But now that the U.S. has really just came out and said they're not going to fund it anymore, doesn't mean they're not going to continue to work on it, but they won't have that backing by the U.S. government when it comes to funding. This is going to be a huge blow to the stock. So if Lenovo, I would like to see it trade back below 620 before going short. But if it does, definitely keep an eye on this. The volume is really good on it. We're doing about 500,000 shares, anywhere between 300,000 and 500,000 shares each candlestick. So the volume is there. It's going to be actively traded throughout the day. So keep an eye on this. Again, the level is going to be $6.20 to go in for a short. Longs, I would not go long the stock. there's really no reason to go long this stock when you have crushing news like this come out. So for me personally, I would only, I would really just look for a short. Another stock I want to keep an eye on is American Airlines. American Airlines got crushed yesterday. I know the overall market got crushed, but American Airlines really, really got crushed. And I know they received a price target upgrade today by Raymond James, but I will say it is still looking weak during pre-market. It did bounce up as high as $20.50 around 6:30 a.m. But look where we're at. We're right back down to the pre-market lows and yesterday's lows. Yesterday's lows on American Airlines, $20.04. The lows from Wednesday, when it had that big bounce, is $19.64. If we break $20, I think we're going to test that level. We're going to test that $19.64, especially if the market is weak. So it is breaking a bear flag right now, so we'll have to wait for our entry. But we could possibly take an entry right here at that break of the of yesterday's low, $20.04. We'll have to throw our stops around $20.25, 27 cents or so. But again, I think American Airlines, this thing looks like it wants to fall off of a cliff. Especially, like I said, if the market starts looking weak, the market looks like it wants to, pull back to the 20-period moving average on the daily. You start seeing it break this key support level. I think there's a good chance you could see American Airlines come down and maybe even come down to $17, maybe in the 200 if the market really starts to get in trouble. And then possibly we can look for a bounce here if it touches that 200 MA. But nonetheless, I'll be keeping a very close eye on that. Let's see, I already went over Snap. Alex, you already went over Tesla, OCGN, NEO would be the last name I go over. So NEO is actually pretty strong here in the pre-market session. Closed yesterday at $39.50. We are gapping up to about $40.12. NEO did have a price target upgrade of $50 by who was this that came out with it? CLSA analyst. So doesn't look like a tier 1 analyst, but nonetheless they're getting that price target upgrade. And NEO's gapping up. It reacted to the news. There was also a share block trade at $39.57 of 1.2 million shares. So obviously that's going to help as well. So with NEO, it is flagging up here. If the market is strong today, keep an eye on NEO. We see the market trending to the upside. This is one of the stocks that you want to keep an eye on, because if you actually look at NEO compared to the rest of the market, NEO was still up on the day yesterday. I know it had a bit of a pullback off of that high. It was trending nicely and then sold off pretty heavily, but it pretty much just ended up being a break. Well, considering the gap up, it was still a green day for NEO. So that really goes to show, although the market was weak, NEO had a decent day. So if the market is strong today, let's play NEO to the upside. This will be one of my go-to stocks if I see the market rallying. If it breaks out above $40 and around 16 cents, you could definitely go for a long. We'll look to test that high of yesterday, $40.45. If we do clear that high of yesterday, I really don't see anything on NEO as far as resistance until around $42. So there's a lot of range on this stock if it continues to rally. Remember, we are bouncing off of that daily 200-period moving average. This is definitely a confirmation that the 200 MA held this triple bottom that it had down here.
Yeah.
So, let's see if NEO can have that continuation. Yeah, we're getting a pop on NEO right now. So, other than that, my go-to stocks today are definitely going to be OCGN, NEO, the overall market, and I really like Amara as well. I think those are going to be some fun names to play today.
Yeah, man. I think, I'm just watching Snap already just ripping to the sky. Bank of America just came out this morning and gave it a $70 price target. And Snap is strong. It's got to be careful, guys. Don't chase it. I mean, look at that breakout out of $60.08. It already popped $1.30. So we gotta wait for
man. Wow.
Yeah, we gotta wait for a bull flag setup. We gotta we gotta wait for it. Can't chase it. And Neo's getting a pop too. So with these setup guys, wait for a pullback, wait for a bull flag, breakout. You guys know how to trade it with us. So just don't rush into anything, and don't let FOMO get the best of you. So, and for those of you who had a really good day yesterday, don't get cocky coming in today. Just go back to basics. Make those base hits, and if we are presented the opportunity of making good money, then we can take the big trades and walk away with a couple G's, So with that being said, less than a minute before the market opens, thanks everyone on YouTube for tuning in, and we'll see you all later with Trade of the Day.